Okay, ready. Okay, thank you, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Let's continue studying Master YongHua's 14 instructions. Let's go.
业罪，忏悔自己的身口意三业这个罪。
This is called Chan Wei San Yu Chu. Repenting for and reforming the offenses committed through the three karmas of our body, mouth, and mind.
凡有诸福善，所有的自己造的福、造的善。
凡有诸福善。 All the blessings you have created and all of the good you have created.
法界众生来回向，不为自己。
Must be dedicated to the living beings throughout the Dharma realm, not kept for yourself.
所以说我今发心。 不为自求，不是。
Not for myself, I make the resolve for Bodhi. For all living beings, I make the resolve for Bodhi.
Yes, 5.
Emitofuo, Master. I have a question. I have an uncle, very dear to me, passed away maybe 10 plus years ago. And at the time, he was really sick in the hospital. He was on life support. And there was a monk in that area who had helped him by giving him some sort of an amulet or some physical object. And said that he should hold on to it, showed him a picture of a monk, maybe his master, and said at the time of your passing, when you see this person, please follow him. I'm just wondering, is that actually a thing? Is that possible that would help somebody with rebirth? I've been wondering that the last couple days, thinking about him. My mother, who raised him, has had some dreams about him. Not good ones, like he's standing there looking at her, with a sad face, maybe a handful of times throughout the years. We did ask for service at that temple, but I'm just wondering if that process is something that is actually true. Thank you, Master.
What process?
Having that amulet or whatever it might be, some object that would help him during the 49 days.
Okay. In general, it doesn't really help. It's a, how shall we put it? It's a physical thing that really doesn't mean a whole lot in Pure Land Dharma at all. So that process itself is kind of faulty in that after you die, a lot of things happen and you separate yourself from the body. So whatever you hold physically doesn't matter anymore. After you die, you go into a intermediate skandha body, and all the physical things you have to relinquish. So to give you something to hold on to is usually not helpful at all. But it's reassuring for the living to know that hopefully he's getting help. But practically for the deceased, it really doesn't do anything for him. That amulet. Okay, so you did the service at his temple, right?
Yes.
Then it's doubtful that he got any help at all. Actually, he got in trouble. He is in trouble.
Thank you, Master.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes, 3. Welcome.
Master.
You made it, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you, Master. I would like to share what happened to me last Saturday. Last Saturday, I drove from Toronto to upstate New York to see Aunt Elizabeth. It was the first snow in the region. The temperature was near the freezing point. So when I was driving on the rural highway, I didn't know. There was, under the white snow, there was a patch of black ice. So I was driving about 50 miles per hour. And if somebody who ever hit a patch of black ice will know, basically, once you hit it, that's it. But I wasn't in any panic mode. I almost see myself, and the car was wheeled from one side to another. And then suddenly I say, I should recite Buddha's name. And I recite Yao Shi Ru Lai, and then the car went to the ditch. When the car went into the ditch, somehow I was quite sure the car and me will be totally fine. And so I called AAA, and the passers-by were very kind. And they checked on me, and then 45 minutes later, AAA came. It took them just a few minutes to pull my car out. And then they say, the car's totally fine. Just keep on driving. So I didn't even bother to tell my friend, actually, this incident. So thank you very much. One note was last month when I went to DTT, I spoke to Master Z, and he gave me 2 prescriptions. One is to recite Medicine Master Buddha mantra 108 times a day. The other is he asked me to do Great Compassion GCR daily. And so the Master the medicine Buddha is all in my head. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations. You got out safe and sound. How deep was the ditch?
When I went in, this is filled with snow, and maybe the car was going sideways for about 20 degrees.
And no other traffic, no other cars, no other cars around?
There was actually, I was behind 4 school buses, and then when it was lost control, and there was no incoming traffic or traffic behind me.
Okay.
And the whole time I didn't have any sense of panic, because 10 years ago I also had a patch of black eyes. I remember how fearful I was at that time. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, it's you got some protection from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas there. It's amazing that you got out without any problems and any fear. Okay, that's great. Okay, anyone else? Yes.
Thank you, Master. I am curious, what's the Buddhism perspective about euthanasia? The people choose to die when they are very sick. It's the same with the committed to suicide, and the people who help them to excuse the process, are they create killing karma? Thank you.
Okay, euthanasia is it's also called mercy killing, because sometimes people suffer too much that it's too painful for them, so they want to end the pains and move on. Okay, and so for as far as Buddhism is concerned, euthanasia is still killing. So everyone involved in a killing process, including that person himself or herself, the doctors and the nurses and the family members who take part in that, are committing a killing karma. No two ways about it. Okay? And the flip side of it is that you're actually getting some relief, giving some relief for the patient, and therefore, yes, there's some good that comes out of it, but there's really no excuse for killing anyone at all. Okay, so that's as far as I know. Anyone else has any other ideas about euthanasia? Okay. Sometimes, yes, regardless, you are killing someone, but actually it's a mercy killing, so therefore you can compensate for it. Regardless, when that person is dying, he's not in a good state, and therefore he's going to suffer more after. And that's what's the unfortunate part about it, is that the state of mind is in pain, and so that's what compels someone to take such drastic measures, and therefore it's not a good ending at all, and therefore they tend to fall. Okay, and so on the other hand, if you didn't do that, the pain would be too much as well. So it's not a good ending for that particular person, either way. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay, let's continue, please.
法布体系是为所有的众生法布体系。
Not for myself, I make the resolve for Bodhi. For all living beings, I make the resolve for Bodhi.
至心用回向，凡有诸福善，至心用回向，用。
Then, 日行用回向. When you have more varied blessings and goodness, transfer with the utmost sincerity.
切心来给这个法界众生回向。
Use this utmost sincere and earnest mind to give transference to all living beings of the Dharma realm.
我愿意从这个所有的念佛的人，感应随时现，这个感应道交随时都现前。
言同念佛人. I am willing to have a spiritual connection at any time with all fellow cultivators who recite the Buddha's name. 感应随时现. This response and connection to the way manifests at any time.
临终西方境分明在目前，等到临终的时候，西方这个境界分明在目前，清清楚楚的现到眼前。
临终西方境分明在目前. When the time comes for the time of death, this Western realm, 分明在目前, clearly and distinctly appears before one's eyes.
那么见闻皆精进，同生极乐国。
Thus, all who see and hear become vigorous, 见闻皆精进, together reborn in the land of ultimate bliss, 同生极乐国.
我的人和听到的人那么见着念佛的人和闻到念佛声音的人同生极乐国，都一起升到极乐世界去。
No matter who sees me or hears me, whether they see someone reciting the Buddha's name or hear the sound of the Buddha's recitation, may they all be reborn together in the land of ultimate bliss.
你检讨自己，把这个三业清净了你念。
If you are able to be like this day after day, reflect on yourself. Purify these 3 karmas.
功夫成熟了，将来一定升到极乐世界去。
When your kung fu in reciting the Buddha's name matures, in the future, you will certainly be born in the land of ultimate bliss.
Okay, I think that's a new topic here. Okay, so context is slide 143, where every day when you're here joining, participating in this Foqi, you should return a light and look at whether you are violating and creating the karmas, the three karmas of body, mind, and mouth. Okay, so that's what, this is a fundamental process of cultivation. Okay, whatever you do, whether you're at home or wherever you are, when you reside, you should, if you look yourself, you consider yourself to be cultivating, then it has to be based on the pure karmas of the mouth, body, and mind. Okay, so he says, when you do that, that's called repenting these three karmas offenses. So when you recite the Buddha's name, then during the Foqi, you are actually repenting for the three karmas of the body, the mind, and the mouth. And not only that, the spirit of this Foqi that Master Hsuan brought to our country is that he says, when you do or creating all these blessings, so that's what they call all the blessings and all the good that you creating by taking the time and join in a Buddha recitation here, week, Buddha recitation week, you are creating a lot of blessings, a lot of goodness, believe it or not. Blessings because you are doing acts of incredible value that ordinary people don't understand. Okay, regardless, so people understand or not, appreciate it or not, you're creating tremendous level of blessings. Okay, and not only that, by participating in the Foqi, you actually are purifying your three karmas, and therefore you also are creating a lot of good. Okay, in this process. So that's a dual process. You're creating a lot of blessing yourself, but also are creating a lot of good for the rest of living beings. That's the spirit of the Pure Land Dharma door. We do this because we know we are creating a lot of good that we can share with the others. We can give away to the others. That's what you do next. Okay, this is why we guide you. The Chinese Dharma, the Foqi here, this process here, it's very profound. And so once you have all these blessings, all the goodness you're creating for yourself, okay, you should give them away to all living beings throughout the universe. Or the Dharma realm is a Buddhist jargon for universe. Okay, give it away to everyone. Okay, and the question that always popped in my mind is that if I generate so little blessing, so little good, and give it away to everyone, how much is everyone getting? It's really insignificant to think about it, and that's typical of Western educated people. Too much thinking. Just do it, okay? It's a spirit. The spirit is that you should not keep anything for yourself. You do any good, you give it away, okay? Not only simply give it away, but give it away to everyone indiscriminately. Don't just give it away to your family only, to the people you like, and certainly not the people you don't like. They don't deserve it. Catholics, so forth, don't give it to them. That's what I used to think, okay? And so the process here is when you, at the end of the day, at the end of the session, sometimes we do have a transference where we give it away to everyone, everywhere, and that's a process that will open your heart and reduce your discrimination. Okay? Imperceptibly, it will reduce your discriminating mind, this process. All right? It has magic, if you will. Okay? We don't keep anything good for ourselves. What we do here, okay, we're doing a lot of good. No one knows. Whether people know or not, we still are doing a lot of good. According to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, they know that. And therefore, we follow their instructions. We give them all away. That's all. Okay? And therefore, this is the Mahayana spirit. We practice. We do a lot of good things for ourselves. And in that process, we also are giving away to share with everyone else who cannot have the same kind of opportunities as we do. Okay? So these are the seeds for greatness, folks. If you start out with this kind of vision, with kind of mindset, then you will get big results, more and more inconceivable results. But if you're doing this and only applauding for yourself or for your little mind, and then your blessing generated, you are generating a lot of blessings, but the blessing generated are pretty small. So this is a process where in your own recitation, in your own cultivation, with your own power, your own capacity, you can generate so much. Okay? And what happens is that the Hinayana Buddhism is that they will keep for themselves because they're trying to end their suffering. All right? So that's a mindset. Whereas in Mahayana, we create a lot of good for ourselves, okay, and give it away. And that's a very ingenious process, because when you give it away like that, indiscriminately, the blessings come back is far greater than the blessing you're able to generate for yourself. This is how you can make it to the big league, by doing the right things. And you generate blessings and give it away so that you are even getting more blessings in return. So the concept here is that when you give away, you gain, you don't lose. You gain more. You gain more. Actually, the Buddha says, if you give it away in this way you taught, okay, so everyone gets a share of the tiny share of your blessings, but your return on that investment in others is that you get many-fold return on your blessings. So this is a very, very, very complete form of practice. We are limited in what we can do. And by leveraging what we have right now and learn to transfer it to the entire universe, that's how you multiply your own blessings in an inconceivable way. This is why it's called the Great Assembly Dharma. Okay? Contrast that with the people in Hinayana Buddhism, where they run away and hide in a cave, in a valley, isolate from people and practice by themselves. Okay? Then they are missing out on these great opportunities for cultivation. This is why in Mahayana we don't do that. We don't recommend you do that at all. It's not. It's only reserved for a certain time period, a certain time frame in your cultivation where it's ideal for you to be by yourself. But for most of the time, you're better off cultivating a great assembly like this. Cultivate with others. Okay? Because it's a lot more beneficial for you. You get help to recite better so that you have more blessing, you create more goodness, and you are taught to give it away, and then even far greater goodness and blessings come back to you. Okay? This is something that you were to practice by yourself at home or in a cave or somewhere in a hidden somewhere. You won't be able to attain at all. Okay? There's more reasons why this is a far superior and much more beneficial practice for you. Okay? All right. I bring forth a mind for not for myself. Okay? This is a big mind. If you only bring forth a mind for bodhi, for enlightenment, so that you free yourself from suffering, end your suffering, and attain bliss, and will never suffer again, that's called a small mind. Okay? You only do things for yourself. Okay, you can do for your family. It's still pretty small mind. In Mahayana, the basis is very, very clear. We do all these things, all these good things. Okay, we take the time to do it. Okay, then it's not for us. We don't come first. Okay, we do it. We learn how to do it better, to generate more blessings, more goodness, so that we can help more and more people. All right? And so even when you make the resolve to become enlightened, you become enlightened so that you can help more people, more living beings. Okay? The first level of enlightenment in Buddhism, in Mahayana, I don't care about Hinayana and all the other practices. In Mahayana, for us, what we consider enlightenment are actually very gradated. It has grades, has graduation. Meaning that the first level that's significant to us is you reach a fourth stage arhat or pratyeka Buddhahood, where it's significant because you are free from the ego. See, right now, until you get there, everything you do is basically you plotting for yourself. Everything. Okay? And so that's what everyone has to go through. You do everything, you're driven by the desire to serve yourself and bring yourself to better conditions. That's normal, okay? And the Buddha knows that. There's an ego there that's driven to better itself, okay? And that's when you learn in Buddhism, we utilize that selfish mind of ours. All of us start out like that, and we bring ourselves to the point where through these practices, whether it's reciting Buddha's name, you recite the Buddha's name, you can reach small enlightenment as well, meaning fourth stage arhat, let's say, and that's when there's no more ego. Okay, and that's when it's called small nirvana or nirvana with residues. And that's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. You no longer suffer. Okay, nirvana is not like the monks and nuns mistakenly believe. Nirvana is not a place, it's a state of mind. You don't have to die in order to enter it. Because in the Buddhists, they often say, oh, Master just entered Nirvana, meaning he just died. And after a monk dies, all the disciples said, Master, enter Nirvana, or enter stillness. Okay. If you truly have wisdom, that state of Nirvana there is simply a state of mind. It's not a physical place at all. Is that clear? Okay. When you are in Nirvana here, okay, it's not something you go after you die, but it's a state of mind that you can enter at will. And the trick there is that you don't want to enter it permanently. Everything starts with the right frame of mind. If you are misguided and you think you're not prepared and you're not trained properly, quite a few Hinayana people, they discover this nirvana with residues through their practices, and it's so nice, so wonderful that they said, unless they're prepared for it, they said, this is so much nicer than being alive. So they don't come out anymore. Okay? That would be a big mistake. So our training is what we do here together is to bring you there, but only in passing. We don't want you to get stuck there at all. Okay? And so this state of mind here is very wonderful, and this is something that a skill that you can use, you can develop to enter it, okay, while you're here. So for example, when it is so difficult, it is so much suffering for you, so unbearable for you, you should cross your mind or use the skills to enter the nirvana, and all suffering will cease. And you only experience bliss. So you have a counter measure for all the sufferings in the world. It's only meant to give you some temporary relief for you to move on to bigger and better things. Okay? And that's Bodhi. Bodhi here is not simply that small nirvana, but the big nirvana, that's when you become the same as a Buddha. All right? So the Hinayana people, these people are ill-prepared for it. That's why the teachers did not prepare them for the big enlightenment. Big enlightenment is Bodhi with a capital B. Here is very, very big deal. You're the same as a Buddha. And the bliss and the pleasures you get out of this Bodhi state is no comparison between that and the state of small enlightenment. Small enlightenment is like a baby, and big enlightenment is like a saint or God or something. Okay? Not something you can understand. It's just that wonderful. Okay, and 149, and then 就信用回向. Okay, so when you transfer the merit and virtue, at first you are reluctant and say, I worked so hard, I've been sweating and making sacrifices and suffering and endure all these difficulties, these difficult practices. And so you struggle with having to give it away. But this is part of the training. You don't understand. That's why we need to tell you how to do it to better yourselves, to better your lot. And so when you do the transference, remember to do it with sincerity. Don't do it with grudgingly. I want to keep it. You want to keep it, you're missing out. Okay? So when we do transference, that's a jargon for giving it away, the blessings and everything good we created. We do it indiscriminately. Okay? All right? And so concentrate on giving it away, never mind about sincerity. Okay? To all living beings of Dharma realm. This is Mahayana mindset. And Yuen Thủng Niên Phổ Rận. Yuen here is I vow, I wish. Yuen here is very strong. I make a vow that when I recite the Buddha's name with others here, okay? And when these responses will invariably manifest, when you go through this 4 qi here, you're going to have responses will naturally occur to you, whether you are aware of it or not, whether you can feel it or not. There are lots of responses, and a lot more than you are aware of. There's no need to be greedy. We're not selling it to you. We don't have to explain it to you. Just beware. There's some really, really wonderful responses. For example, I assure you that you're not cultivating by yourself. Okay? This Dharma assembly has a lot of other beings, invisible beings, who are cultivating very, very vigorously with us. Okay? There are all sorts of beings like that. Some are here to support your cultivation. Quite a few are here to help protect you and help you concentrate better. Okay? Keep your troublemakers away from you, especially the ones you can totally are unable to handle. They're kept away. Okay? So a lot of help you're getting. But also, the other invisible beings, the arhats and the bodhisattvas are also here practicing with you because they also are getting help themselves. Okay? And so that's a response because it's because of our organizing this 4 qi here, this Buddha recitation assembly here. That's why they are able to come and join us and take advantage of this cultivation period. It's really inconceivable, let me tell you. All right? Remember when I was at Master Shinra's temples, I learned that when I was at Long Beach Monastery with the young novice monks, they were just practicing by ourselves, okay? It's a big temple in Long Beach Monastery, big temple. And they dedicated to the program to train about 14 young novices from the age of 10 to the age of 18. And they're spoiled brats, okay? They get whatever they want, they got whatever they wanted. And so we proudly said this is where we train the future of the DRBA. And guess what? They all returned to lay life except for me. I was one of those novices, but I was working, being the babysitter. Okay, I was the single novice left in that entire program. All right? And so we use the organized 4 qis as well. And that's an opportunity for us to train our young novices, our kids, how to do ceremonies, how to chant and so forth. They bored out of their mind. They didn't like it, unlike you. They really don't enjoy reciting at all. They'd rather be playing. okay, and go camping and so forth, okay. But reciting Buddha's name to them is so far away, there's no need to go to the Pure Land yet for them, okay. And so they bored out their mind, okay. And it turns out that we have so many rooms in a monastery. It's a very, very big monastery, only for boys, for men, no women. And so it turns out that a lot of beings joined the cultivation at Buddha Recitation Week, and they talked to each other, and they said, and this is relate to me by the people, some of the monks there, and they said that they heard these beings talk, and they asked each other, "Where are you from?" And said, "I came all the way from Hong Kong." So we flew from Hong Kong to join our tiny group of cultivation where really we didn't take it seriously at all. So only because Master YongHua is Master YongHua's temple, so they knew that it's at the Master YongHua's temples, therefore he'll be around. Okay, and so that's why a lot of these invisible beings, because of the reputation that you earn through your practices, they will come from all over to join us and take advantage of it. We've been doing this for 19 years in a row now, every single year. Okay, and so we do have a reputation, and not only are they a lot of beings come here, but also the response you get from getting protection from the Eightfold Divisions, the dragons, the golden winged birds, the Mahoragas, and so forth, and the gods and the spirits and so forth are just incredible. Okay, they're very supportive. Okay, so this process here has a lot of inconceivable manifestations, okay, that you probably are not aware of. And that's what the Chinese like to say, the response and the way intertwine, okay. So the response and the way intertwine. Okay, so meaning that I don't know what it means. It's very Chinese. Chinese people help us out. What does it mean? Response and the way intertwine. It simply means that if you simply concentrate on your practice, on reciting Buddha's name, on walking, on your evening recitation, there's some responses that are happening that you don't need to, that you're not even aware of. All right? Wonderful things are happening, trust me, in these 4 Ts is a big deal, a huge deal. Okay? And you have part of it because you keep on coming here, that's why you need to keep up. If people stop coming, then we stop doing the 4 Qi, okay? And of course, we're very grateful for the support that we've been receiving the last 19 years to organize these assemblies. Yes, 5.
Emitofuo, Master. I had a question about the view of giving for transference. I don't really think about it as, I don't have that view of giving because I don't really see like it is something that I could use for my advantage, But like, should we be seeing it like we worked like 10 years towards like a great sum of money, and then at this moment like we're just giving it all away? That like same type of like giving away of something very valuable.
Okay. Where do you think your money comes from? Have you thought about it? Is it from cheating others? From being smarter than others? Where does it come from? Your smarts? Is that what you think?
Yeah, my work and smarts, yeah.
Yeah, your blood and sweat, yeah, and your smarts, yes? Then how come all the people just as smart as you are not making even more, are making less money than you? It happens. You only have to fly to India. You have plenty of people very, very smart, well-educated. They make a lot less money than you. Why is it they're there and you're here? What's the difference? Have you thought about it? Luck? Is it luck? Okay, that's called the luck.
Blessings. Yeah.
There you go. Blessings. You have the blessings to be here. They also have the blessings to be here, but they're not mature yet. That's the difference. Okay, so what are those blessings coming from? The blessings come from doing good. The sign in Buddha's name is doing good. Being kind to a kid, he annoys you, but you say, okay, I'm not going to complain. He's doing good. Okay? When we first started, people complained to me, say, what kind of temple is this? You allow the kid to go and touch the Buddhas and distract everyone. There's no respect. There's no solemnity in the temple. Okay? I say, shut up. You don't like it, leave. Okay? Because the kids have the right, as much right as you do. Because, hey kid, he ignored me completely, you see. See, I'm doing good too, I'm earning blessings too, because I need to endure it. He's more interested in the statue than me. We tolerate this because it's good for him. When he hear the words here we're talking about, he has no clues, he doesn't know what it means. But when he hears Emitofuo, okay, that sound there enters his ears, it has a seat in his consciousness for him to be in future, to be able to be born to the Western Bliss Pure Land. It doesn't matter, you're Catholic, or you are non-Catholic, or you are whatever. When that sound enters your ears, you will go to the Pure Land. You have the chance to go to the Pure Land in the future. It's tremendously beneficial. It's there. That's his blessings. And you have a share in it because you allow it to happen. If all of you said, hey, Master, it's us or him, guess what I'm going to choose? You! You silly woman! Okay? I always go for majority. Majority wins. I'm Democrat. Never mind. You see? So, people miss out on the opportunity to do every single bit of good. If we can help a kid, okay? Why not? And also the plus for you is that you have to bear the distraction, okay? That's more blessings for you as well, you see? There's so many good things. I don't know why the monks and nuns are so fearful for being afraid to be judged, that we're not serious and this is lack solemnity. Do you think Buddhas and Bodhisattvas mind at all? Huh? Ask the Buddhas, ask the Bodhisattva, do you mind? What's the answer? They say no, clearly. See, they're not moving. I rest my case. Okay? So, the goodness we do, the goodness and that every single bit of goodness you're willing to do to benefit others creates blessings for you. And right there, that seeds of goodness is in your consciousness, is in your eighth consciousness, is there until it matures. So that's how we all in the future will be able to have conditions that arise so that our seeds of goodness will mature and will transform itself into money, into fame, into love, into you name it. Presidency, being an emperor, being a god. That's all because some seeds of goodness. You think it's only your brains? No, sir. Your brain is a aiding condition for you to realize the money, to realize the ability to sustain yourself. The core, the foundation is your seeds of goodness, your blessings that you planted in the past and they matured. This is cause and effect. If you're able to have a good thing happen to you, like making money, having a good family, having a son, it's because that good thing happened to you there because you did something good in the past. That's Buddhism. That's core Buddhism. So if you believe that, then the good things, your money, okay, are good things to you. Be mindful that the good things there, the money there, the love there, and the washer and dryer set there is from your good blessings. So isn't it more critical then for you to maximize those blessings when you cultivate? That's what we're teaching you. You maximize it by when you create blessings, doing what you do, and you transfer it to others, okay? All of it to others. It comes back to you right away with a multiplier. You do it more sincerely, the multiplier is much bigger. But you don't know how to do that, do you? That's why you can do it for 1 week. I can do it in 1 minute. Same effect. Emitofuo, Emitofuo, Emitofuo. I'm done. Because I know how to do it. You're learning how to develop the skills to do it more efficiently, that's all. So that's why he's talking about sincerity here. Sincerity here has sincere and earnest mind. Okay, that's the difference between each and every one of you. You learn to be more and more sincere in your practice. Okay, naturally. If you hang in there, naturally you become more sincere. That's all. $152. And Lin Chu Chi Fang Jik. And the verses here, I don't know where he gets it from, okay? But this is very unusual. I think he has a tendency to read a lot of these things, and I would call it over-advertising, because it makes you have unrealistic expectations. Because you read this, here's what it says. When you die, the Western Bliss Pure Land, all of it, okay? By the way, Western Bliss Pure Land has no kids. If this bothers you, no more kids. None whatsoever. The Western Bliss Pure Land, appears in front of you. Right there, when you die, all of a sudden you see the voice of bliss Pure Land appear in front of you. Seriously? You know how difficult for that to happen? How much energy it is for us to do the AI computations right now in the world. We don't have enough electricity to make it happen. The power behind all these data centers is incredible. It's eating up everything. And it's no way that you can see the voice of bliss Pure Land appear in front of you. The entire galaxy appear in front of you. This is not for you. This is for the sages. But that's why I say it's over-advertising, because it's not reasonable to talk to you about this. Yes, 3. Did you find the source of this?
Yes. Thank you, Master. So the source is from 念佛超前轮回洁净经. So it's part of the sutra. It's from 大德菩萨记. So it's the verse from great
Virtue.
Bodhisattva.
You see, it's a Bodhisattva thing. I told you, I don't have to read it. I know this is state of Bodhisattva. It cannot be for us. We lowly lives. Why would the Pure Land would manifest in front of us? We're so desperate. Remember, we just want to go there, right? I just let me go there. I don't care. I don't have to show me what it is. I go there and I see for myself. Yes, 3.
May I read the YouTube comments and the questions?
Yes.
So first, we would like to thank the people online and watch this YouTube live. There are dozens of people, and we thank Michael Haas for making the donation. I don't know if Michael would like to rephrase his question. So, and now there's a question from Salary Wang. Salary asks, Emitofuo Master, when we follow Foqi at home via Zoom or Discord, is there some beings, for example, ghosts, will come to our home as well? If yes, shall we do something?
I don't know. So far. Gee, I can't see you very well. Sorry. Okay. I'm only responsible for you being here. And if you pipe in and at home, and I'm sure you get some benefits as well, but it's not the same kind of benefits. Okay? Yes, you get some protection as well. All right? Next. That's it? No more?
Yeah, that's it. There was one question, seems I don't quite understand the question. Should I read it? It's from Michael Haas.
Okay.
What is your Western's life, but was Tibetan last life?
Western what?
What was your Western's life, but was Tibetan last life? Question mark.
I don't know what it means. Yeah.
Me either. So that was the reason I asked him if he would like to rephrase the question.
Yeah.
That's it so far. Thank you. Oh, Alta D does ask, did Alex learn Chinese?
Sorry?
Alta D asked, did Alex learn Chinese?
What Abbott?
Alex.
Alex? Oh, that's a question for him then. Did you learn Chinese? Pronunciation is pretty impressive, pretty good. Thank you for making an effort.
Oh, yeah, thanks. No, I'm trying to learn. That's it.
Very good. It sounds so much better than most non-Chinese people. Okay. All right. And so it says here, the verse says that this Bodhisattva says, when your life comes in an end, 分明在目前, and the Western bliss Pure Land will appear clearly in front of you, I don't know the context of that verse, but to me it's like so much work even for a bodhisattva. Okay. And 153, and all those who see and hear become vigorous, together reborn and learn ultimate bliss. The same part of the verse, I guess. The same verse.
Right.
Is it the same verse? This section here.
It is, Master.
It is the same. Okay, thank you. So all who see and hear become vigorous, and together reborn and learn of utmost bliss. This is I fail to understand the purpose of this verse. You make something for us in our times. You make something. You cause problems for people like me, who says, you leave the door open for people to ask me, is your life in Tibet or in Pure Land, and did you see the Pure Land appear in front of you, and so forth? Is why and so forth. Will I see it too? It's just too much. Okay, don't worry about it. This is a lot of big talk. Okay, it's not important. You just need to go to the Pure Land, and you need to go be born in a very high grade, as high as possible. This is why we're here. Yes, sir. 5.
Sir, I just want to give context. This is a quote from the section that starts with I'm translating it, but it's Maitreya Bodhisattva's vow proclamation says. So this is Maitreya Bodhisattva's vow.
Yeah, he's a bodhisattva again. Okay, I'm struggle with. I can't make the connection to me. Okay, and this kind of text here put pressure on us, to try to explain this. Okay, here's what it means. It means that 见闻戒精进. They say that when you hear all this teaching here, depends on how you want to look at it. Bodhisattva says, you will see the Pure Land appear in front of you, okay, and then you can go to the Pure Land, and that's why all of you who hear and see will be more vigorous, and together we're born of ultimate bliss. Okay, to me, this section is fine. Okay, section is fine because here's what happens: we are here so that you can see people cultivating, people working hard, people making sacrifices to support your cultivation. One is that you hear of this Pure Land Dharma door. You hear of the great compassion of Amitabha Buddha and his bodhisattvas. Later on, when you do the great transference, you will bow to them in gratitude. You say, Amitabha is of great kindness and great compassion. Quả Nhiên Bodhisattva is mạn phân延伸, and so they have these bodhisattvas manifest incredible manifestations, and so you will hear these incredible responses that these bodhisattvas have seen. Okay, and you see all these good teachings, all the wonderful teachings about the Pure Land Dharma door, and therefore you're motivated to apply efforts and work harder. Okay, because these wonderful things should happen to you. Okay, and that's why because you hear and you see people cultivate, you hear the proper teachings, the encouragement for you to cultivate, that's why you become more vigorous. And this is a key. Okay, in order to cultivate, apply yourself. Just work hard for a while. Okay, this vigor here is what you hear for 1 hour, half an hour, for a day. Okay, apply yourself. Do not let the time pass in vain. I know you have obligations, you have concerns. Okay, that's natural. But whatever time you have, set aside everything else and really, really try your best. Okay, that's all. That's all you have to do. We're not asking you for the impossible, asking you to just, when you have a chance, give it your all and do more and more and more during the time period. That's all. Okay? And that's what vigor is about. Vigor here refers to that. I explained to you very simply that during the cultivation period, try not to rest. There's a secret about it. Okay? Don't worry. Okay? Try not to rest, meaning that there's a meaning. Try not to rest, meaning that push yourself a little bit more. Don't overdo it. Push yourself a little bit more. That's all. Next time, a little bit more. That's all. Okay? Don't be so preoccupied with your own comfort and your own health. Push yourself a little bit more. That's all. That's vigor that I'm teaching you. Okay? And if you do that, you keep on seeing the good things being done here. You hear of the great Dharma door called Pure Land, and you are motivated to work a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. Okay? In the future, you will be reborn to the Western Bliss Pure Land. That's true. This is why we're doing this. All of you will be exposed to this with a little bit of vigor, just a tiny bit of vigor. In the future, you will be born in the land of utmost bliss. The idea is trying to get there, the sooner the better. Okay? So whether you see or not, doesn't matter. And when they hear the Buddha's name, okay, and they will have, actually, that's what he's saying, meaning that all these images, all these things here in the temple may not be that impressive to you, okay, but it goes through your eye organ, your ear organ, okay, you have the seeds for rebirth to the Western Bliss Pure Land. Okay? And the more you're able to do that, okay, then the more seeds will be planted in you, the more blessings you have. Okay? What does it have to do with your life here? Everything. Because the seeds are for you to attain rebirth to the Western Bliss Pure Land down the road. Okay? And so what do you have to do right now? Because your future rebirth depends on your being able to survive, to thrive, to have an opportunity to be able to cultivate. So that's why you reciting Buddha's name also is very good for your current life as well. All right? And when your Kung Fu in your recitation matures, you will be born in land of ultimate bliss. Matures here means that you are able, when you recite the Buddha's name, one end goal is for you to enter the Buddha recitation samadhi. All right, so that's what it means by mature. There's a purpose of doing this. You will be able to enter this recitation samadhi. It's not that hard. Okay, it's very possible. All right, and when you enter this recitation samadhi, you for sure in the future, okay, you will be born in land of ultimate bliss. All right. 158. Any questions and comments? This is good ending in our cultivation. When we do this, we know that no matter what's going to happen to us, okay, because of this, our participation in this Buddha recitation here, in the future, we will be with Amitabha Buddha. That's comforting to know, isn't it? And that's Buddhism for you. Buddhism, we think very long term. We don't go for short term and get afflicted over small things. We look at the big things and say, okay, what's the best thing that could happen to us in long term? Okay, ultimately, okay, you will be born to the land of ultimate bliss because of this Pure Land Dharma door here. Okay, so and the reason that I'm here is I'm hoping that we're able to bring you to the land of ultimate bliss a lot sooner. Because the longer that you continue to revolve as a real reincarnation, right now you have a chance to hear of this Pure Land Dharma door after you die and you don't make it to Western Bliss Pure Land. It's very difficult for you to encounter this Pure Land Dharma door again. Very, very difficult, I assure you. Because once you're there, all the being that you owe right now will be mobilized in order to stop you. That's how dangerous it is. There's always a flip side to good things. The good thing is that you will go to the Pure Land. The bad thing is that until you get there, they make sure all your past creditors will do everything in their power to make sure that you don't. And if instead you're goofing off and horsing around, playing around, fooling around right now, then there's no reason for them to worry about you yet. So that's always a flip side to it. Okay? If you are drinking, you're smoking, enjoying yourself, okay, especially this time of the year, okay, your past creditor says, he'll be around, he's going nowhere. But if they know that you will go to the Western Bliss Pure Land at their time of death, they'll do everything they can. They'll line up and attack you during the 49-day things. Okay? So that's the flip side of it. If you can make it, wonderful. You can't make it. But usually, most people, it's very difficult because they will encounter so many obstructions, they will get distracted, will spin out of orbit. All right? Okay, that's just a warning for you. Don't take things for granted. Don't think that, that it's guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. The more wonderful it is, the bigger the obstruction. All right? Any questions? Don't take anything for granted because they usually don't come until your death time, until your 49-day period where you're totally helpless. You're totally at their mercy, and at the mercy of your surviving relatives. Yes, 3.
Thưa Thầy, in the 49 days, do they ever pretend to be a Buddha for us to follow them? The ghost and spirit I'm talking about?
Yes, they can.
So how do we know?
You don't. Unless you have some skills, you don't. Most people cannot. And that's why it's a lot more difficult than people realize. That's why it's no guarantee at all. Anything could happen. Okay? It's not for sure until we make it to the Pure Land. Don't assume anything.
Thank you, Thầy.
All right. Don't believe anyone that says you hold this amulet and you'll be reborn to the Pure Land. You hold the amulet and you'll be protected. If you are protected, you don't need an amulet at all. Okay? How can an amulet protect you? How can a visible thing protect you from the invisible? Okay? Yeah. All right. Anyone else? Okay, let's continue with a little bit more.
Drifting about according to your karma, this is a lot of mental suffering. This world is also extremely filthy. Take a look. Even if you become the emperor in the future, you cannot avoid death. especially being an emperor, you will also create a lot of karmic offenses.
你做总统也是造了很多罪业，每一个人都有他的痛苦。
Being the president also creates a lot of karmic offenses. Everyone has their own pain and suffering.
你看看美国这个尼克逊做了总统，惹出这么多的麻烦的事情。
Take a look. In America, this Nixon became president. He brought about so many troublesome matters.
人家要调查这个水战。
From morning till night, the Senate wanted to investigate this Watergate.
那么这个沃特基呀，每一次一提到这个，我相信他就头痛，就很烦恼。
So this water crisis, every single time this was mentioned, I believe, President Nixon immediately got a headache. He immediately became very afflicted.
他自己呀，下台了，自己下台就急得出病了，就入医院。
As a result, President Nixon stepped down voluntarily. Worrying himself sick, he was also admitted to the hospital.
发炎呢，也是种种病。
What kind of vascular inflammation is it? And what are all these various ailments?
贵为总统，也免不了这么多的烦恼。那么其余的人呢，更不要说了。所以这个是。
Look at him. Even as noble as the president, he cannot avoid so many afflictions. Not to mention the rest of us.
这个苦恼的世界。 钱再多，官再大，也烦恼更多。
So this world is just a world of mental suffering. The more money you have, the higher position you hold, the more afflictions you have.
所以这个世界就是个苦恼的世界。钱再多，官再大，也烦恼更多。家庭里每一个人家庭里头，我所知道的，每一个人家庭里头都有他的问题，复杂的很厉害，很复杂，很多的是是非非的。
In each household, from what I know, every member in the household, every single person in the household, all have their own problems. It's extremely complicated, very complex. There is a lot of rights and wrongs.
一个家庭里头，你在表面上看着，是很好的。
On the surface, every single household looks like they are doing very well.
你真呢，问他那个内容里头一研究就有很多很多这个很麻烦的事情。
When you really look into it and study it, you begin to see many, many knotty problems. Keep going? Okay. You really ask them for more details soon as you investigate it.
尤其在美国，美国这个家庭里头每一个家庭都有问题，都有问题。问题最大的就是什么？离婚。
Especially in America, every family has its problems. What's the biggest problem? Divorce.
这个男女生了小孩子，小孩子都很大了就离婚，说离婚。
When a couple has a baby and the child grows older, they still divorce.
说结婚就结婚。
They divorce without consideration and marry without thinking.
2天半又离婚，离婚2天半又结婚。
Married for 2.5 days, then divorced again. Divorced for 2.5 days, then married again.
到晚呢，都有很多的麻烦，很多错过。我所认识的，这个所有的都有这些麻烦。
From morning until night, there are many troubles. So many troubles. Everyone I know, all of them, have these problems.
接近金山寺的人呢，这些麻烦呢还少一点。一离开金山寺，这些个麻烦都来了这些麻烦都来了。
Those who stay close to Gold Mountain Monastery have fewer troubles. But as soon as they leave Gold Mountain Monastery, all these troubles come. All these troubles come.
Okay, stop it, that's enough. Yes, there's a question here, 9.
Emitofuo, Master. Question from YouTube. Chris asks, Master, what is the best way to protect ourselves when demons and creditors come?
Best way to protect yourself is to cultivate. Yes, 3.
The same question. So.
Okay. So Master YongHua is going to this section here. He talks about life is full of 苦恼. It's full of suffering and afflictions. 苦恼 is not mental suffering, but suffering and afflictions. He's very, very precise. Suffering is that we really are in pain. And everyone is in pain. Okay? Everyone is suffering. Whether it's a headache, whether it's backache, okay? We have all sorts of sufferings. Each and every one of us. No one is exempt from it. Furthermore, we also have a lot of afflictions. All sorts of afflictions. It's unavoidable that we're not afflicted about this, we're afflicted about that. Okay? It doesn't matter if you are a president, an emperor, whoever you are, everyone suffers, everyone is afflicted. Okay? And that's the experience of the Buddha, let's face it. Shakyamuni Buddha was born in this world, and he's in the best circumstances, most spoiled brat you could find, okay, at the time. And yet, he realized he was suffering. He was very afflicted about it. Okay? So, if someone with a kind of blessing, like the Buddha, he's still, you go to outside world, we all suffer, we all are afflicted. It's a fact of life. Okay? It is not about, it cannot be helped. And in particular, Master YongHua says, every single family has issues. And he's not happy about the fact that a lot of people get divorced. You agree or disagree? See, to the Westerner, divorce is a very humane thing to do. For him, Asian, divorce is not a good thing to do. You tough it out. And when you tough it out, you suffer more and you have more afflictions. So I don't understand that rationale. What's wrong with divorce? Please tell me. You Asians, most of you are Asians, please teach me. What's wrong with divorce? Huh? Isn't it better to get away from a crazy woman? Isn't it better to get away from a loser man who drags you down? That's a lot less suffering, don't you think? If we're going to suffer, this is my logic. If we're going to suffer regardless, you're married or you're not married, might as well do what you like. No? It's so, yes, Catholic. Now, now we're talking.
Well, this is my own belief, but I feel that divorce is intrinsically, or like it's wrong to do. Just because you're supposed to be one person your lifetime, that's what you're dating for. And then after you date, you marry that person, it's for a lifetime. So
that's your personal belief or Catholic belief?
It's both, but that's how I always see it for myself.
Okay, that's good for you. If you can do that, I hope you find a woman who will stick with you. Because most women nowadays get bored after a while. Okay? To me, it's rather old-fashioned. I know it makes sense for, my era and before, where the women don't have a lot of opportunities to support themselves. So to me, it's reasonable for men to say, okay, I will never divorce you. I will take care of you the rest of your life. Okay, that to me is a noble thing to do. But nowadays, it doesn't hold anymore. Nowadays, women make better money than men. Most women make more money than men. And therefore, we cannot force them to be married to us. It's not fair anymore. Catholic, I'm not talking to you, not tonight. Okay? I think we need to be sensitive to the needs of living beings. To me, if it's about suffering or afflictions, I think we should respect the individual. I don't care whoever they are, Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, or whatever ethnicity, religious beliefs. They should try their best. To me, marriage is an attempt to try to be happy. Nothing wrong with it. If it doesn't work, get the heck out of there and move on. Find another love. Find another path to happiness. There's nothing wrong with it. Very much like if Mahayana doesn't work for you, go to Catholicism, go to Taoism, go to Hinayana, whatever. Doesn't matter. Do something about it. Don't sit there and whine and say, hey, my master tells me I cannot get divorced. Baloney. My God tells me not to get divorced. Your God has so many wives, that's why he doesn't need to get divorced, you idiot. You believe everything you're told? No, he has so many wives, man. When he's bored of one woman, he finds another wife. My God. Seriously. I fail to understand the valid system where you cannot get divorced. I really don't agree with it. Marriage is a promise that we'll try our best, to build a happy life together. And there's a commitment. If one person says, I'm not committed to doing anymore, we cannot force him. Girls, what's so funny? Huh? You agree, disagree? To me, it's so fundamental. Why you force people to do things because Master says so, because God says so, because by tradition? We need to evolve. Yes, Catholic.
My counter argument to that is that when you don't commit to one person, then where's the love with the other person, the other? You know what I mean? It's like you're not committed. So what's the point of marriage? In that case, I wouldn't marry you. You know
the point of marriage is that it's so much more comfortable to be with someone that you are married to. Because you know she'll try to make it work, whereas your girlfriend says she has many more choices. She didn't make the commitment. Why? It rings true to you. Hey, you're not married yet. You still are, open season. But you're married. There is a commitment there. You make a promise in front of your priest. It says, hey, for richer, for poorer, in sickness, in health. Okay? I will make it work. I will try to make it work with you. To me, it's such a sweet thing to do. There's nothing wrong with it. If it doesn't work, back out. We don't know. I mean, we really don't know a person until, you share your life with them, no? But people change. Even though you know this person so well, they change. They evolve. They become better. And to me, divorce is useful because if your wife evolves better and becomes a better person, better Buddhist, richer Buddhists, have more blessings, it forces me to keep up with her because otherwise she'll divorce me. To me, it's a meritocracy. We need to be worthy of the company. Agree, disagree. We can't say, hey, because I foolishly signed a contract with you, I'm stuck with you for life. Heck no, contract is meant to be broken. Catholic, let's give other people a chance. You are so opinionated. Yes, too. The Catholic girlfriend.
Just for the record,
yes.
I had a college professor, psychology teacher, very reasonable, very calm. If we fight, we take time and we work things out, think about it, and then talk. She was on her 10th marriage.
Good role model for you, honey. Okay, you made the point. Okay, that's...
Not yet, and then I had a classmate. She's also very reasonable, very middle class style. You treat everyone well, and she's on her second beautiful marriage wedding.
Yeah,
when
Move
I
on.
knew her. Thank you.
Move on. Don't make someone, more miserable just because we sign a silly contract. Okay, yes. What? Ahong, I thought I'm ignoring the Catholic, but Ahong is okay.
Master, this is quite controversial in a way that Master YongHua has a saying based on the laws of cause and effect, and it has we used to meditate together with Venerable Shinchen on Thursday, and we would like to bring this topic to see if it can be resolved. So Master YongHua said this: in the law of cause and effect, the punishment for sexual misconduct is very heavy. Husbands and wives should not casually get divorced. If you get married and then get divorced later, in the law of cause and effect, your body will be divided into two parts because you had two relationships. You will be sawed into half from the head to toe. You will be sawed into as many pieces as the number of marriages you have. If one woman married 100 men, she would be cut into 100 pieces. Each man would get a piece of her. I don't know how to respond to this if the Westerner seeing this and asking us about this question. So would Master please help resolve?
I can't fight Master YongHua. He has much more wisdom. Okay, so I can't claim I'm right and he's wrong. He has his reasons, I have mine. Mine is a divorce. So don't worry about it. I have a good reason for it. Yes, if he says your body will cut 100 pieces, isn't that glorious? You can tell your next wife, said, my body will split up because I marry you, but I'm willing to do it for you. I'm for romance, man. Come on. Yeah, if there's a price to pay. Just because my body will be cut up, I'm not afraid. I'm more afraid of the pillar, the burning. That is more painful. Hell is more dangerous. To me, you split me up 100 times, I don't care. I go in the pillar after this. My attitude is different, okay? Yes, he's right. For cause and effect, I'm sure that he's right. I can't see 100 bodies, 100 times, 100 parts, and so forth. That's too painful to me. One paper cut, I can't take it already, okay? My point here is that this is why I cultivate. Listen, folks, I've been wanting to make this point recently. Let me close this for me because it distracts me. It's like having him look at you. So that's why I have to close it. Okay? I'm very conscious about this. I'm going against my own teacher that I revere. Okay, this from my heart. But I feel that this is a premise that the Asians teach you makes sense, but then it doesn't make sense. It says that we created so many offenses. We're going to suffer for it. Yeah? Okay? So it happened already. It's not just this lifetime, but many more lifetimes before. Okay? So the point is, my attitude is, okay, so I'm guilty. I'm a bad person. Okay? So what do? I know that if I spend time trying to fix all the bad mistakes, it's not enough time. What if I figure out a way through cultivation to rise above it so that, like in a song Enlightenment, they shoot at me, but they can't reach me. All these retributions are there, but they cannot reach me. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't that be more efficient? Huh? Because if you try to fix your past mistakes, you're living in the past, folks. I'm teaching you to live in the future. Look forward. How can I protect myself, shield myself from all these bad consequences? One way is that we repent, recite Buddha's name, so that the ones that are close to us right now, they are neutralized temporarily, okay? And more will line up. They're right behind them, okay? So we only buy time so that we're able to get out of range. That's all we're doing. And eventually, I'm telling you, boys and girls, go to the Pure Land. They cannot reach you there. That's the best way. Isn't it? So if I'm going to be, my body's going to be cut up in 10 pieces, 100 pieces, okay? If I know that at the end of my life, I go to Western Bliss Pure Land, I want to live it up. I want to live for my wife. What's wrong with that? I mean, it's a big picture. See, Ahung and his friends are only looking at you, oh, it's so bad, there's a lot of suffering. Okay? But they're not looking at the bigger suffering they're having to endure right now than the body being cut up into 10 pieces. That's nothing. If your wife hates your guts, it's a lot more painful than cutting your body into 10 pieces, let me tell you. Agree or disagree? Absolutely. It's hell, man. So that's why I'm not saying you should get divorced. Okay? I'm not advocating divorce for the record. I'm saying that if you give it your all, you tried everything that you can, and it doesn't work, get out. There's no point, because when you're that unhappy, you're making your spouse just as unhappy, if not more. It's inhumane. It's not reasonable that you are so unhappy that you need to make the person closest to you. You naturally make that spouse unhappy as well for being near you. So I don't know. Tonight, and then I'm share with you my vision, my thinking. We got to try our best because it's our commitment. The commitment is that as a person with integrity, when we sign a contract, we said, I sign it with a good faith. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to give it my all. Okay? That's who we are. We give it our all. But if we fail, move on. I have no problems with it. Okay? But you need to be satisfied with yourself that you give it your all. That's all you got. Okay? Anyway, it's too controversial. Yes, 3. You divorced too, aren't you?
Yes, then.
Most of us are divorced. And we're supposed to be losers?
This morning, my son called me, and he said that he talked to my sister, and her husband just have some problem and coming in and yelling and screaming while they have a conversation on the phone. And he turned around, he told me, he said, Mom, I won't be like him. I have to change my anger. And I'm so glad to hear what he said. But now when you mention it, I thought, my sister's the one that make money for holding up her life. They marry. He's maybe working about 10 years is the most. And everything that they do, he's always yelling and screaming. Even they have 2 boys, and they really disrespect about the father with the yelling. So all of our brother and sister, we only thinking maybe, to me, I'm thinking that maybe she owned him from the last lifetime, so now she has to pay back. Is it the only way that I can think of? I don't know why she didn't get out, but that's all I can think. She keeps suffering, and
yeah, that's what Master YongHua says. You should pay it back. I say, if I can avoid, I will pay it later. That's American. Let me make sure I go to Pure Land first. If I stay married to you, I go crazy and go to jail because I go insane. It's not good for me either. And let me tell you, how about your kids? Here's what happens. Sometimes you marry a person, and then the person get infected by a bipolar illness. He's impossible to live with. Bipolar people are impossible to live with. No matter what you do, they will make life more miserable for you. That's what they do. Okay? And so, not only is life more miserable for you, but for your children as well. There's a trade-off. Yeah, you have your whole body instead of 100 parts. Okay? But you're also inflicting a lot of pain and suffering on your children as well. Have you thought about it? Okay? Anyway, we stop here tonight. Thank you, everyone.